Today we'll be taking a look at a new interview with Alexa Bliss where she breaks character, Seth Rollins' comments, and much more. Let's start things off with Seth Rollins' comments that's catching some people's attention. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are both on SmackDown. Fans feel like it's only a matter of time before the former Shield brothers clash in the ring again. Their last interaction in the ring came from the 2019 WWE Draft, where they met one-on-one to determine what brand got the draft picks. But that was more of a one-off sort of match. It wasn't a full-blown feud. It has been several years since we've seen Roman and Seth in an actual feud together. It's been something that has been discussed by the fans since Seth Rollins came over to SmackDown. Roman Reigns is obviously one of the biggest superstars on the SmackDown roster, and Seth Rollins is right up there with him. Yeah, they both are heels, and WWE doesn't tend to do that much with heel versus heel feuds. But with the history they have together and being these two alpha male characters on SmackDown, it just feels like them crossing paths is bound to happen. Seth Rollins finally gave his thoughts on everyone talking about a feud with Roman Reigns. Seth had this to say when speaking with Complex Sports Podcast. I think this is one of those things that's kinda inevitable. When you look at the characters, when you look at where we're at, and when you see two top guys kind of performing at such high levels parallel to each other, I think it's just very easy to ask the question, okay, when are their paths gonna cross? Or what's that gonna look like? When is it gonna happen? And I think especially having us on the same show on Friday Night SmackDown, it seems like it's inevitable at some point. It is one of those matchups that has to happen, so whatever, whenever. It is always good between me and Roman. Seth expanded his thoughts on the same topic during an interview with Bleacher Report. Our connection is forever. It's always going to be there because of the Shield, and you look at the WrestleMania moment. You look at my comeback from injury, some of the other stuff. We've always paralleled, and every time our paths have crossed, it's been exciting. Obviously, right now, he's doing what I believe is the best work of his career. And I think that whenever we do cross paths again, it's going to be totally different from the times before, and dare I say, be our best encounter yet. What Seth Rollins said there is true. Even though they've came up together and have so much history together, the two of them crossing paths in current day will be exciting and fresh because of how much both characters have changed. Roman Reigns is not the same person he was last time he feuded with Seth, and the same exact thing can be said the other way around. Both characters have drastically changed so much that their interaction will be so unique this time around, and like Seth said, it could even be their best encounter yet. It's safe to say that both Roman and Seth's characters are a little out of their mind now too. Roman Reigns is obsessed with being the best, being the leader of his family, and destroying anyone in his path, while Seth Rollins also views himself as the top leader of SmackDown, and how everyone should embrace his vision and see what he sees. So you can even argue that both characters sort of have similar mindsets when it comes to certain things, like the way they both view themselves as SmackDown's leader. That alone could be enough conflict to start something up between the two of them. There's been a few times that Seth Rollins has called himself the leader of SmackDown, and we questioned why a line like that wouldn't set Roman Reigns off. If Roman is about leading SmackDown and being number one, shouldn't he take offense to someone else saying that they're the leader of SmackDown? Isn't that disrespectful in his character's eyes? That could be enough to get everything rolling right there between Seth and Roman. Seth Rollins also discussed his character's direction and why he didn't return as a babyface. He had this to say, "We can make anything make sense if we really want to. We can always, in our lives, rationalize any direction we make. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel like the path that I was on made a lot of sense for me to be a babyface, as we say, yet. I thought there was a lot more to be done with the character in the direction I was headed. I thought it'd be a little lazy, if I'm being honest, to go the other way with it. It was a simple explanation. He had a baby, changed his life, blah blah blah. I thought that was kind of boring, and so I was happy we were able to drift in the direction we did." Seth also explained that he wasn't supposed to stick with the Burn It Down theme song after he returned. He was also supposed to use that theme the night of his return to throw fans off, but they ended up feeling like the theme fits where his character is at right now, more than the other Messiah theme song. So that's why he stuck with that song instead. But what Seth Rollins said is very true. Him coming back and using his daughter as an explanation to why he turned his life around would be acceptable, but still a bit bland. It appears that Seth Rollins still had a lot to accomplish with his heel character before going down the babyface route again. So, we'll see what happens there. Alexa Bliss's interviews really haven't been a regular thing like they once were because of her current character, but she did recently take part in an interview with Mike Jones for WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss was out of character for the interview and gave some insight to everything going on with The Fiend, so let's sum up everything she went over. First thing Alexa noted was that their storyline really doesn't have any boundaries, so they get to do all these fun and different things to evolve the characters and story. Another thing Alexa confirmed that everyone sort of figured out about all storylines is that the superstars have no idea or heads up about what's going to happen next. We've heard the same sort of thing before numerous times. Before, like with Ali, who said that he found out he was going to be Retribution's leader just hours before Raw went live that night. So you could view these sort of late notices about storylines as a bad thing or a good thing. Alexa said she likes it because she has no idea what's going to happen next. So she's just waiting and standing by just like the fans. Alexa used the Alexa's Playground segment as a perfect example. She didn't know that that was a thing until she walked in and saw the playground set one day. So it looks like that's how they usually do things. She also talked about getting involved with the writers and telling them that she has to believe what she's saying in order for the audience to believe it as well. So it does look like she has some sort of input with the writers as well. Alexa Bliss also said that she always goes head first with every opportunity that's given to her. So that's why she was ready to fully dive into working with Bray. Alexa also revealed that the writers said that she'll be with Bray for a little bit. So what's the timetable for a little bit? No one really knows, and like Alexa revealed in this interview, it's not like WWE has this big planned breakup of Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt for down the line. They don't even know what they're doing next week, so it's hard to believe that they have a big breakup already planned, but we'll see how their story continues to unfold. The Fiend and Alexa Bliss storyline has so much potential right now to go into so many different directions. So let's hope they don't waste that potential at all with these two special characters. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? How do you feel about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins? And what Alexa Bliss revealed? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.